So let's go and check out the garden together. Come with me for a tour of Catherine's garden. Hello and welcome to Catherine's garden. It's so good to be with you here this evening. It has been raining off and on here today on Saturday, and this is at the end of the month, at the end of June. And so I don't want this month to go by without giving you a final tour for the month of June. So come with me as we go around the garden and check out different things that are popping up for this time. Well, here we are in the front garden, and things are looking quite nice here. Look at this. This lily, daylily, has opened up in the front. Yes, this is the time of the lilies, and that lily has decided to open up. Also, I wanted to show you this. This is called tick seed. Very pretty. This was a gift given to me from a teacher friend, an older woman. She was retiring and she was into gardening as I am, and she gave me that, and it spreads. It's really nice. Yeah, so the daylilies are open, and this is a good sign. This is usually one of the early daylilies that open up in my garden, and I really like the coloring here, the orange and the yellow and the rust tones, and you're going to find that that's what's going to be dominating, that color scheme that's going to be dominating the garden now that we're heading into the warmer months, the summer. Oh, I have something good to show you. Look at this. Oh, I love zinnias. I love them in every stage. They're so simple, but yet they're so beautiful. I love this. Check out this other zinnia. It's a little further along. Orange. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and then this is the yellow one. This one was the first one to really open up, and I just like how it looks. It's so beautiful. Now, these zinnias are different from the ones that I had last year. I think that these are more like the cactus style. Very nice. I just like how this garden bed is shaping up. Looking really good. And then you can see that the marigolds are popping open. Yeah, I'm getting different shades of color in the marigolds, and it's the same color scheme. It seems to be working here. That orange, rust, and yellows. Now these are my violas, and they're hanging in there, but they're getting covered now by everything else that's coming up. Now this is purple perilla, and it's a weedy thing, but I do love its coloring, and it's good for right now in the garden. One thing about the garden is that you can edit it. You are not stuck with any one design. And this is the mountain bachelor's button, and this has just been blooming and blooming away. Very nice, very nice. And in the midst of all of this greenery is my cucumbers, which is trellising up the cage, and then this here is a butternut squash, and we have the eggplants. This is a sedum, and this is going to show up in the fall, but for right now it just looks really pretty, giving a different texture in the garden. Now, isn't this nice? Look at the daylilies. Daylilies last a day, but these daylilies, Stella d'Oro daylily, they pack a punch. They really show up and bloom for a long period of time in the garden at this, and especially at this time. So here we are, and this is a lily that's starting to form its buds for the flowers. And then back there, that purplish bluish plant, that's bluebells, kind of a woodland plant, but it's so pretty there. And I'm still waiting for my whiskey mac rose bush right there to bloom. The watermelon, let me step in here. The watermelon, it's starting to trail. Look at that, the leaves are getting bigger. That's a good sign. Let's see what's happening here. I planted the okra in this pack here, but I don't see any okra. I don't know what's happening there. But I also planted these seeds here, and I think this is cantaloupe. We shall see. We shall see, because the leaves look different than the squash plant. Because I think this is butternut squash here. Yeah, it's labeled. That's a butternut squash plant, which is different from the other one, which is, I think, a cantaloupe. Yeah, but this is what this looks like. Isn't this beautiful? From the rain, we just experienced thunderstorms, and so I know that some of the things will be down on the ground. But I just love the coloring. Absolutely pretty. And the snails are out too. I have a lot of snails in my garden, and I think it's because of all the rain. But as I say, as I see them, I kill them because they're not doing me any good. Now this is about to open up soon. I'm going to get to see the color of this beautiful rose bush. I have some good news to report concerning the okra. Look at that. I believe I'm going to have okra in my garden. Look at the seeds. Not seeds, but you know, the little seedlings coming up there. And these are volunteers of the Cleomia, I believe, from last year. Because I bought this one, which is beautiful, and this one here too, and this one. But these here, I believe, are volunteer seeds from last year. And so the plant is going to be just filling out on its own. Now this here is zinnias. I seeded this, so it'll be interesting to see what type of zinnia plants I get from this. I did not write it down. I'm so bad with labeling, but I know it's a zinnia. And then of course my basil here. This is really the first time I've ever planted basil in the front garden here, but it seems to be happy here, and even wanting to flower. I'm going to have to pinch this out so that it'll continue to get bushy and not flower. I love basil. My tomatoes are coming in, and also the cucumbers here. Now I had noticed that these cucumbers, the leaves were turning yellow, so I added some cow manure here, and now they seem to be getting a little more greener, the leaves. And then here's a tomato. Yeah, so the sun's coming out and it's just really looking nice. Oh no, I missed this. Look at this. Oh, look at this. I'm so busy looking down that I didn't look up. And look what I have to show you. This is called Monarda, and I believe that is raspberry monarda. It's different from the other one that I have. This I bought in a 4-inch pot last year, and it has just expanded. Look at that. I'm going to let it bloom, and then later on I'll cut it back when the blooms have faded, and I believe that I'll get another expression, another showing of flowers. But for right now, look at the first one. Check this out. My peppers are doing well. My bell peppers, and they needed that water. And then also I have these pansies are holding up in the heat. The dianthus are done. I'm going to trim this back and they will rebloom again. And this rose, I believe that this is a knockout rose. It was we bought it about 10 or so years ago and planted it here. And my husband has a tendency to cut down everything in the front to make it leveled. But this year he wasn't in such a great hurry to cut things down, so that these are now blooming. And isn't this wonderful? I like how these look. It's very pretty here, and it's actually spreading. And the peppers are doing really well here. These are definitely blue. These peppers are bell peppers, sweet peppers here. So I'm going to have a good amount of peppers. They look healthy and happy. And it's amazing because they get a lot of sun here. And that sun just allows them to really show forth. Now I'm just killing these snails because they will eat the leaves of the peppers. So all of this is sweet pepper. And then I have a basil plant here, and my kale. Some roses. Now, this nasturtium is so happy here. The nasturtiums are doing really well here. And on this end, I have the jalapeno peppers, some ghost peppers here. And look at this. This is my watermelon plant in and amongst this here. And I'm going to have to figure this out. But the watermelon plant is happy. Look at the size of that leaf. That means that I'm going to have watermelons this year. Yay! Now, the daylilies are starting to open up here in the garden in this section. As you can see, there are quite a few here. And it's going to just be a sea of daylilies. Now, you know that daylilies open up just for the day. So, this is the beginning of a wave of daylilies. I love this color. It's going to add such joy to this part of the garden. So we're moving away, as I said before, from that look of pastels and whites, and now we're moving into the much more jewel tones. I do like this purple and orange combo. the vegetable garden is looking so good too. There's something about that rain. It's just so beautiful. This makes everything just look so good. Look at my tomatoes. I can't wait. I'm so excited about eating a tomato for the season. Now, these squash and zucchini plants, summer squash and zucchini plants, they're getting much more larger here, which is good. This here is a zucchini. And this is starting to flower. I believe this is the summer squash. I'm not sure. I didn't label it, so it's a mystery. But the garden is looking good. And I am very happy about these daylilies coming forth. Now look at this grass, the variegated grass. It's at the right height, not too big, not flopping over, but just at the right height. I like that. And you can see the layering. So you see how the impatiens, the annuals are here and then layered with some other, weedy plants, but it looks good, that greenery. Then we have the grasses, and then up top we will have the daylilies. And then that plant right there, I don't know if you see what I'm pointing to, that's going to have yellow flowers, but later on in the season. These coleus are just starting to take off. There's something eating the leaves, but I think they'll recover anyway. And my impatiens are starting to spread out and touch. So that is the idea, to have one just continual flow of impatiens here. I went out and I got some new and more of these, this type of impatient. The pink, just to fill this up. Fill it out. And it's going to look really pretty here. The hydrangea flowers starting to turn blue. Look at that. And they're growing. And of course the hoster leaves. I like this look right here. Very pretty. These stilby. And now it's just really starting to see the color of the stilby. I don't know why I don't expand that. I think this year I'm going to divide it and spread it a little bit more, the asobi. I love how these hostas just shimmer in the light here. Almost looks like beacon of yellow light back here in this shade portion. I'm starting to see some flowers in this one. Yeah, these hydrangeas are starting to flower, which is really good. Oh, look at this. The elegance flower. That's so nice. I love this. This is the best that this particular hosta has ever looked since I purchased it. I think it really likes this spot, and then it has plenty of room to grow. You know how I like to have everything so close, but sometimes it's good to just space things out a bit. And I like the fact that it's with the variegated hosta here. Just looking really beautiful with the lanium, that ground cover, the rhododendron. And here is one of my hydrangeas that I planted last year here. Yes, everything is very close. And here's another one. I don't really see a flower yet. And my little seedlings look happy. They're still coming up. The euonymus. Here's another elegance. Look at that flower. I have some daylilies here, a little patch. Not that much. Now back in here are some of the seedlings that I did of the hydrangea. Let's see how it's doing. If we can find it. Oh, it's coming along. You see it? And I think I marked another one here. I haven't really looked for it, so let's see if we can find it. No, I don't see anything. Well, this is waning. This is Stilby. But other things are coming up. The apples are doing well. I'm going to have to stake it or do something for them. They're kind of low level there. The weight of the apples. I don't know. These are falling off. They're down on the ground. He said that there is that apple drop off. Well, this is what's happened on this one. But this particular brand, look at that one. That's a good size. This one is the, let's see, the Granny Smith. No, that was the Granny Smith. This is the Granny Smith, and look at how they look. Yeah, now this one is the Cortland apple. That's the Cortland. Seems like I'm going to get a few of them, maybe two. And then this is the, oh, that looks so good. That's the Honey Crisp. Oh, I Love Honeycrisp apples. It's pretty cool. And look at this one. Wow, it looks like an apple. Let's see what it is. It's a red Macintosh. Wow, that's nice. That's so encouraging. Let's check out the peaches. Peaches are hanging in there. That's good. Well, the Astilbe at its best here. And look at what we see before us. The red bee balm. But I just wanted to take us back here to the begonias. Oh, I'm seeing a flower. Soon we'll have, oh, here's another one. Wow. It's pretty. That's coming forth. That's really nice. My pears. Everything looks good. And I have a little patch here of daylilies in the corner. I'm looking at this here. I think I'm gonna trim these down because they're falling over. I'm going to have to do a little editing of this particular bed because I don't like the grass coming through on the hostas like that. So I'll do some editing, but look at how these impatiens are not touching the sun impatiens and the sizes of the flowers. The sun impatiens flowers are so nice and big, and the regular pink impatiens, they're just medium size. But still very attractive. You know, I would say location, location, location as far as plants are concerned. Because check this out. Look at this one. Absolutely beautiful. Size there and the amount. When we put flowers in the right location, they show up and they expand. Well, my goat's beard is up pretty much, going to seed. And the lilies, look at that. I'm going to have some lilies here. I'll be curious to see the color and see what comes out of that. Look at this. This is beautiful. I just love the flower of the hosta right now, how it looks. Isn't that pretty? I give you permission to edit your garden. Yes. If you don't like something, pull it out. Change it, move it, and make it beautiful. But make your garden beautiful. This is a mint. Apple mint. And I'm going to soon cut that for tea, but right now it just looks so pretty. Look at that. I love that. I just love this right here. Beautiful. Well, this is the back garden here, and these impatiens are starting to touch. They're coming closer and closer together. And then my nasturtiums are doing great here. And look at this. Yes. Oh, wow, the daylilies, the side of the house. You know, you miss walking through the garden for one day, and you'll miss so much. Hallelujah, so much, so much. But it's so good to be able to walk through. Yep, my fig tree. Yes, the fig tree is deciding to grow. I'm going to have to go through this. Now this here, this I think is milkweed, and I don't know what those little bugs are on the top. I might have to just pull them out. But the tomato plants that I have in the midst here, they're starting to grow and come out, reaching for the sun. And the hostas, these hosta leaves now are about to flower. I really like them at this stage. The flowers are fine for a while, but then you have to clip them down because it just becomes overwhelming. Now here are my gardenias, gladiolas, my gladiolas that I planted here, and they're going to flower soon. Well, I put this together here, and I'm waiting to see the tomatoes come up, and those marigolds, I'm going to pinch that so that the marigolds can become more bushy. But I really like the shape of these marigolds. I like the size too. They're not too high, and they're just right. This is called vanilla marigold. I like this medium size. I'm learning. Did you notice? I saved the tag. I'm going to put this up here. I'm going to have to soon stake these tomatoes so that they can know where they're supposed to go. Well, this is my angel trumpet tree. This is the late blooming one, but it looks healthy here. I just have to keep fertilizing it, watering it, making sure that it's looking good. But for right now, this moment, it looks really good here. I like the arrangement of it, with encircled by the hostas and the hosta flowers coming up. I also planted some gladiolas too in this, and it'll be interesting to see the colors, what comes up. All right, so here we are. This plant right here, that plant right there, that is a butterfly bush, which is just naturally growing into a standard. It looks so good there. I like that. Check out the hosta flowers. Very pretty, the hosta flowers. And in here, let me just show you. You'll still be up close. Pretty. And look at the canes of this rose bush. Eden Climber. The only thing I don't like about Eden Climber is that it's not a self-cleaner. I'm going to have to come in and clip the, deadhead, the roses. but it's still worth getting. This other rose bush, Westerland, is a self-cleaner, and it has just been blooming very nice. My foxglove is up. And I'm going to leave them, and I want them to seed in. It's going to be very nice to have some for next year. This is Sir Francis Williams. So Sir Francis William. I love the flower of this hoster. And my oregano is doing well. I've been actually pulling it and using it for tea and putting it in smoothly just to add greens to my smoothies. I don't know, there's something that likes the leaves of my plants, and they've been eating the leaves, but I've just been ignoring them. I think the plants are strong enough that they can endure. I just have to make sure that they're watered well and that they receive some fertilizer every now and then. I can't wait till this hydrangea shrub is full of flowers, because last year it really didn't have a lot of flowers, but this year I'm hoping that it will gain that. But I like this right here. Look at that, beautiful. You have the hoster, this plant here, which I can't remember right at this moment, the hydrangea and the fern with the arborvitae. Check this arborvitae out. It goes to the sky. Wow. So that's what it is. That's where we are for this day, June 20th. Yeah, and here, these are my lilies. They're starting to form, which is good. Yeah, but this is basically the garden. Very nice. Now take a look at this bed. In this bed we have some daylilies. Look at that. Twins. They look so happy they're together. I purchased some more impatiens just to fill out this bed, because we want you see how this is touching? We want the impatiens to touch. So this is looking really nice. This season's transition from spring into summer. And next week we're going to have the dog days of summer starting here in the Northeast. The temperature is going to be rising. But for today we've just had a whole lot of thunderstorms, which just have rolled in and rolled out. But in between that time, I've been able to do a lot of gardening. So I've been pulling out weeds and planting and rearranging things. But that's for next time. Well, my cabbage and celery are doing well here with the peppers. They're getting a little eaten. The leaves are getting a little eaten up by something. But they still look good. And I like how these impatiens are coming together. I love the red and white. Look. Ooh, Who knew that I can grow cabbage here in amongst the flowers? The fern, or fennel, sorry, the fennel are happy. The end of the roses. Yep. But the beginning of new things to come. Well, if you like this video, then I'm asking that you would please like it and share it and subscribe to this channel for more gardening tips and tours and excitement, seeing how the garden is changing over the course of time for this year. So come with me and let's go for the journey together. Hallelujah. Let's go through this journey together of gardening. Well, see you next time in Catherine's Garden. Bye.